Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. 'Tis time, my lords, ladies, and lieges. It is time, it is time. I am happy to address thee. I am Happy Hound, also known as BubblePuppy, also known as Bupper. And I am very happy to announce that today we are going to be playing Silk Road's Caravan Kings. I love a historically accurate game, and this supposedly covers Marco Polo's journey across the Silk Roads. And I think that is cool as heck. I think that's awesome. I'm really hyped to see just how historically accurate it's going to be. And then I can rate it on my scale, my tier list. Historically accurate games. Hello, Madam Ace. Welcome to the I can talk like a person. Well, I mean I'm a dog, but you know what I mean. Anyway, hi, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy. I am very excited to play our game today. As you may or may not know, this is Medieval May. All through May, I will be playing various medieval games. Oh, here, let me give you your chat box back. Oh, look, there you are. I am very excited for today to be playing this game. Very hype. I love a good medieval game, obviously, because I am doing Medieval May. I have played many games so far and ranked them accordingly on my tiers for how accurate they are and then how fun they are, because obviously accuracy does not necessarily make a fun game, and inaccuracy does not also make a fun game sometimes. Because I have played many a game so far, and some of the less accurate ones were really fun, and some of the more accurate ones were equally fun, but some of them were not so fun, and I ranked them accordingly. I've definitely ranked them accordingly. So at the end of stream, I'm going to add this one to our tier list and see where it ranks as both historically accurate and also how fun it is, how enjoyable that I found it, because I like being able to give games their flowers instead of just saying, oh, you know, it's not historically accurate, so it's on the bad tier. I wanted to make sure that I had a tier list specifically for how enjoyable it is, because there's plenty of games here that were really enjoyable and were not historically accurate, and I felt bad just giving them all bad ratings. It's like, no, they're good games. Anyway, so I'm hype about that. I am very pleased with making sure that all of my games are fun. Last time was a very fun stream. We did a collab with McHoneyVT and Cassiel Aurelius. They were also playing with me on Monk Took Book, which was such a fun... Oh my god, that was my first collab ever. So fun. I gotta play with my friends more. Oh, I love playing with my friends. I love my friends. It was so cool. I really liked it because it was, while not historically accurate to the most degree, it definitely actually took a lot of notes from historical documents and things like that. Because in Monk Took Book, you're playing as a monk, and you are defending your library while also sorting the books together. And while it may seem pretty simple, it was actually really, really fun and became really enjoyable. To the point where even though it was just a demo and we only had, like, the thing was is that they would cut you off so quickly at, like, specifically around an hour of the game, and it was like, hey, now hold on, I'm still having fun, I'm still playing here. Which I get, I understand, they want the demo to be cut off somewhere so that you don't just kind of get the full game experience by accident, because I don't doubt that it's going to be like, oh, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, but they cut you off around wave 5, so I could see why they would stop you there and then be like, okay, the rest will be in the demo, the rest will be in the full game, because otherwise you're just getting a full game out of the demo, you know what I mean? So I understand why the cutoff was there, but it did mean that you could tell we liked the game because we wanted to continue playing it. We played multiple rounds of the demo, just the demo. And that's how you can tell it's a good game. So that was obviously ranked probably S tier for enjoyment, Partially because, you know, it's fun. It was a fun game to play with friends. I don't doubt it's going to be extremely difficult to try in solo. I want to try it, though. I want to try soloing that game when it comes out, because I want to see how far I can get as just a solo player, because you have to protect your books and repair the books and also take care of your library and also make sure that everything's organized and all that and all that and all that. So I definitely want to see sort of what you can do as a solo player on that game, but it's definitely made for friends. It's definitely made for friends, and it's super fun. It was so good. Highly recommend. If you like a game about libraries, I totally recommend that game. It's definitely better than that AI game that recently came out. There was this game that came out called Librarian, and the entire point was you're supposed to organize a library that was like kind of left to ruin. But unfortunately was made really heavily with a lot of AI assets and things. And so it was kind of disappointing to find that out, because I'm like, I don't want to support that, you know? It's not so good. So I'm really, really glad. Yeah, ew, AI, absolutely. Ugh, bleh, bleh. But I absolutely... Hi, Gaming Right, welcome. But I absolutely love Monk Took Book. It has a very similar vibe, insofar as that you are organizing the library based on your tastes and on these symbols and how organized it everything is and all the sizes and etc. And you're constantly upgrading it. And then, but also you get to have this sort of fun friend adventure with your friends who are also playing little monks who are all taking care of the books together. And then you can restore the books and also make sure that they're good, you know, like heal them up, so that they are worth more when people check them out, and then you get more like of the like currency, so you can spend it on like getting torches and making sure that you have buckets wherever there's books, and then the library can get huge. Like there's multiple rooms and wings, and we didn't even get a chance to unlock them because it was so short. But like, oh my god, you could really make a huge library, and then you would, because the library could catch on fire, some of your books could catch on fire, so you gotta like make sure you have a bucket full of water, so that if it catches fire you can put it out, and then you have to restore the books, and it's like, it's insane. Like, it actually, I think it was really well balanced, surprisingly. I was surprised at how well balanced and how much fun this game is probably going to be. And it's only made by 2 people. It's so good. Like, I really gotta commend them. And it's funny because, like, even the little bits that were a little buggy, like, they were still really good. Like, the bugs were funny. Like, it was not one of those things where it's like, oh, this is a game-breaking bug, and, like, the error pops up, and your game crashes, or you can't connect with your friends, or whatever. Like, it was still kind of just goofy stuff. It was just goofy, silly, fun times, and I highly recommend it. If you like books, and you like games about taking care of books and organizing libraries, you might like Monk Took Book. I gotta say, I highly recommend it. A very, very good game so far. But yeah, so that was the collab that we did yesterday. What did I do on Monday? I can't remember. I can't remember, a week behind me. But, but I've been having a lot of fun. We are going to be doing, I believe, Inkulati on Monday. Yeah, it's kind of the start of that whole week is all games that are full games and not like a demo. So it's Inkulati. I believe we're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It's the only really kind of AAA style game in my lineup. I focus on indie games mostly, because I love an indie game. I love supporting small artists, small game developers, things like that. So this is also a small indie game. It was actually put out for free on Steam that we're playing today. But Kingdom Come Deliverance is the only AAA game on this list, and I can't wait to rank it on its historical accuracy. And supposedly, it's actually extremely historically accurate. So I'm very much so looking forward to that, because apparently, if you go through the game and you find the town that it's based on in Google Maps, you can map out accurately the area in which it's supposed to take place. That's insane to me. Like, you can Google Street View the road up to the castle. You can do that. That's so cool to me. I love that sort of thing in a game. So I'm really, really hyped to try it out. I want to see how historically accurate it is, how accurate it might be to history, and how accurate it might be to sort of everyday life, because I know you're kind of a serf. Yeah, it's definitely like an Assassin's Creed level of detail in that game. I'm really surprised. And considering it kind of takes place in not necessarily the middle of nowhere, but kind of the middle of nowhere in Europe, it's kind of impressive that they were like, well, we're just going to focus on this one tiny area. Like, makes a lot of sense. Very cool, I gotta say. Very, very cool. So yeah, so that's happening on Wednesday next week. We've got Incolati before that. Incolati is made by the same people who made Scriptorium, which I used to make a lot of the assets for this stream, which was fun. I really love it. And then, what's the last one? There's another one I'm playing. Hold on, let me bring up my schedule so I'm a little more accurate. My last one that I'm playing that week is... Oh, it is 2 demos. It's Dice a Lot and Under the Yoke. Under the Yoke is a little bit more of a historically accurate, like organizational kind of game, where it's supposed to be like, oh yeah, here's the really rough time being a serf in a medieval period, but you do it from like a sort of, not exactly a Stardew Valley perspective, but like a sort of slightly more distant isometric perspective, where you're trying to take care of this little group of people. And then Dice a Lot is it's sort of a medieval combat game using dice. It's not like Feed the Scorchpot, which Feed the Scorchpot was kind of almost like a single-player version of Catan. Dice a Lot is more combat-focused, a little bit more, I wouldn't call it D&D-y, because it's not D&D-y. It's very much so like more medieval, deeply medieval than a fantasy game. But it's very similar insofar as that they use dice, and that's about where the accuracies, the comparison between that and Scorchpot ends. So I am very excited to be playing those games. I love a medieval game. I love a medieval story. Oh, and it's interesting because today we were playing, Silk Road's Caravan Kings. Funnily enough, what I am based on, the Cynocephali, right now, for my medieval model, I tried to base them off of the Cynocephali, which are humans. So let me read this page. Hold on, let me read this. Historically, Cynocephali are known as human men with the heads of dogs. They can't speak, only bark, but do understand the human language. So basically, a Cynocephali is actually a thing. Well, I can speak, so I'm technically not a Cynocephali. But they literally were considered to be human men, like human-bodied men, but they had the heads of dogs. They were considered to be somewhat more intelligent than your average medieval monster. Like they would have like all sorts of weird creatures, whatever. But they weren't considered intelligent. But funnily enough, Cynocephali were considered intelligent. And they had their own cultures, they wore clothes, they were often depicted as various types of people. They just couldn't speak or interact with humans in the same way, because I guess we didn't speak dog. And so it's really interesting because apparently Marco Polo, whom this game is based on, the Silk Roads, apparently ran into some Cynocephali in a medieval copy of... We got ads. Whoopsie. I've been info dumping to nobody because everybody's busy with the ads. That's so unfortunate. Well, regardless, I was talking about how Cynocephali, obviously humans with men with the heads of dogs, can't speak English, but it was very cool because you would be able to see that there was a lot of illustrations of them in various medieval books. And one of the illustrations is actually my screen flip, my page turn. So you could see the illustration when the page is turning of a bunch of Cynocephali doing some medieval trading and such. But also, yes, in the Silk Roads Caravan Kings, it probably won't cover Cynocephali. You know what I mean? It's probably not gonna get into the detail of that. However, it's very interesting because cynocephali do show up in, what is it called? It is specifically, let me see, Marco Polo cynocephala. So, okay, so basically, what I'm sorry, I was looking something up. Basically, I wanted to fact check myself. Basically, in the medieval period, the famous traveler Marco Polo, who was one of the earliest people to travel to China and actually have all of his traveling adventure written out, he has a travelogue written in medieval times. It was accurately, well, quote unquote, accurately depicting his travels from Europe to China via the Silk Road. And that road kind of travels through the Middle East and gets all the way to China. What's interesting is that he encounters cynocephali in his travelogue. And so you can see the illustrations that come out of that in actual medieval texts of Marco Polo meeting cynocephali. And it's so neat because it's like, oh, okay, so we were always kind of imagining interesting beasts and creatures. And there's actually a saint, Saint Christopher. Saint Christopher was originally a cynocephali and is often depicted as having the head of a dog. And then they were like, oh yeah, he's now a holy saint because he discovered Christianity. And so, well, you know how I mean that, like, he was converted to Christianity and they made him a saint because he was the only known cynocephali to convert to Christianity and attempt to speak English. And so that's kind of why he is drawn with the head of a dog. Some people think it's a metaphor, some people think it's not, you know, but it's interesting that cynocephali were apparently very well known, and it was well debated within the church about whether or not they had souls. That is something that was really, really important to people in the church, because they wanted to know whether or not they should attempt to discover it, give them a taste of their own stuff. Yeah. But yeah, like, it was really interesting because there was a huge debate within the church. Well, not huge. It was between several monks, and you can find their letters and things like that online. But it was very interesting because there was a debate about whether they're animals or people because of the fact they had the heads of dogs. And so the idea essentially was animals do not have souls and people do. So do these people have souls? And if so, should we convert them to Christianity so that they can go to heaven? And so it was it's a very interesting fact that they actually have records of this debate happening in Papow. Oh, Papow, hi, McHoney. Nice to meet ya. See ya. Nice to see you here. I was just talking about some fun history. That there is records of the church discussing souls of cynocephali, which are the dog-headed men, and whether or not they should put in the effort of converting them into Christianity to quote-unquote save their souls if they have them. And so it was really interesting because some people believed, yeah, obviously they have got souls, they have culture, they wear clothes, they talk to each other, and they do trade. So, like, why not? Why wouldn't we? And then there's some people who are like, well, they're obviously dogs. Obviously, these guys are dogs. They have dog faces. They're dog-headed people. Like, what do you mean we're not, like... They're not people, they're animals. And so it was really interesting because it's like, oh, do they have higher thinking? Does higher thinking equate to a soul? It became like a huge, not literally huge, but a big enough debate that we have historical record of it. It's very cool. Anyway, I've talked enough about the Silk Road and history. I'm info dumping at this point. Let's see is my game all set up? Oh, and if you look closely when I do my transition, the turned page is an actual medieval manuscript depicting cynocephali, and they are doing trade. So, let's see. If you see the little dogs that were on the corner over there, that's an actual medieval manuscript that I took that page from. And it's really cool because it's actually really well really well documented. Oh no, an info dump to learn from. Whatever shall we do? /sarcasm. Yeah, I don't know, I just like talking. I just like talking and chatting about history. It's really fun. Alright, let me pause this medieval music so I can get the game's medieval music going. Let's see here. Do not mute. And then I accept. And I return. Okay, this is a little bit loud. Hey, why is this music so crunched? Does anybody else hear how crunchy that is? Hold on. Why is that so crunchy? Why is it so... I might turn off... Oh yeah, that's so crunchy. I think it was whenever they were recording it, it just got like really crunchy. I'm gonna turn off the music. Or at the very least, turn it down. That was a lot. I do not know why it was so crunched. Anyway, this is Silk Road's Caravan Kings. We're going to start a new game. Contract. The bearer of this note is owed 19 silk or the equivalent value at the time of delivery, which is not to exceed the month of February in the year of our Lord 1276. In exchange for the sum of 1767 ducats shall be made available upon signature to be used in the furthering of exploration of the mysteries of the Far East and to procure such items. If the signee is unable to read, then the text shall be read to him at the expense of the Merchants Guild. My name is Bupper. Alright. I don't know, it's not like really that compressed from, like, it's not like the compression. I think that's straight up just the sound of the music in the game is a little crunchy. Oh, we have new music. Hold on. This one's less crunchy. This one's better. With your mark made on the contract, your debtor hands you more money than you have ever seen. You quickly head off for supplies, purchasing traveling equipment and dried foods. Supplies in hand, you head to the docks in search of fortune, intent on joining a merchant ship headed for the east. Where were you headed again? Ooh. The steppes are great open plains with huge distances between cities of tents. Their local produce are furs and pack animals. So to Constantinople and the steppes, or on to Acre and the Far East. Both the Holy Land and the gateway to the Far East. The land is densely populated with short journeys between cities, but that does not make them any safer. Okay, the local goods are ivory. Yeah, that was game music. It was, yeah, it's the game music, and game music is kind of crunched. But I get it, like, they're working on a slim budget, and this is a little bit of an older game. Okay, so, do we want to do large distances? I think let's do ivory. Let's go for ivory. This isn't good, by the way. Do not hunt for ivory. This is illegal now. This represents supplies for your journey. Running out will cause negative effects. You use supplies once every few days. Oh, so it's this is giving, what's it called? It's giving kind of, Oregon Trail. Use supplies once every few days, depending on your endurance skill. Though the galleys may be Venetian, the crew is a smattering of other cultures. It may be of some use for your journey to acclimate yourself to these peoples and their ways. Stick with the Latins, talk to the Tartar merchant, or the Saracen captive. Why can't I click on it? Oh, continue. This represents your current gold, which can be used to purchase supplies, goods, camels, and interact with events as they appear. Okay, so that's supplies, gold. current camel/camel limit. I got a camel limit. Camels act as another person in weight limit calculations. You can increase your camel limit by increasing your intelligence. How does intelligence increase my camel limit? Okay. The date and season tracker. It is very dangerous to travel during winter, so you should rest to avoid it when you can. You should aim to return to Venice before your contract expires. Continue. Current weight/weight limit. You are limited in the goods you can carry by your strength skill and your camels. Each good or supply takes up a single space. And then this is your health. Higher levels of health will allow you to move faster, whereas low levels of health may end your journey altogether. You can increase health by resting in cities. This is your morale. It is similar to health in that it affects your movement speed, and low morale may have negative consequences. Resting will also increase your morale. Okay. Your journal tracks your skills, relations, equipment, and inventory. Your relations affect the price of regions' produce, such as fur from the steppes, how many you can purchase, etc. This button will take you to the menu. Saving is performed automatically to your save slot when you enter or prepare to leave a town. Okay. Okay, I see. We have a lot of different opinions. My skills, amateur and everything. That's not how you spell amateur, but okay. Inventory, supplies, silk, ivory, furs, and spices. The bearer of this note is owed 19 silk before February. Okay, so we have literally a full year. Okay, I get it. Hi Barkin, hi Birch. We are playing with this so far it feels like a kind of rewrite of Oregon Trail. I hope it doesn't end the same for most of my crew. The Saracen looks at you with suspicion, as he does with all of the Venetians who spit on him as they pass. His demeanor softens when you try speaking the Turkish. It's not Turkic, it's Turkish. The Turkish tongue. He corrects your pronunciation and you share brief chats between his duties below. Okay, so I have increased my... Okay. Whoa, okay, I guess that took up... Yep, that's my supplies. Some sort of terrible flux has been affecting the crew members for the past few days. Though everyone was healthy before leaving port, there is now talk of having to sit in quarantine until the disease is passed through the ship. Focus on keeping healthy. Life on a galley affords little room for privacy or space. If you are to keep your humors uncontaminated, you must secure your own space. Begin to hollow out an alcove in the storeroom of the ship, scarcely coming out for food nor water save for a night, when the sick rest. Why are you so itchy all of a sudden? Oh no! So we're sick. Yeah, of course it's your humors. That's what medicine was like at the time. It was, you had your 4 humors and you gotta keep them in balance. One evening while resting, you hear cursing above your head. You head above deck to find a sailor with a fishing rod in his hands. Noticing your inquisitiveness, he curses that he had bought the rod to spare himself from the cook's rations, only to discover he can't fish to save his life. I hope you enjoy bread. I hope you enjoy bread. 2 ducats and some feeling generous. 5 ducats for the rod. The sailor is over the moon to part with the rod, handing it to you before you've even had time to count out the money. You throw a couple of lines out into the water to get a feel for the new rod. Free food. So I got a fishing rod, but I lost some money. But that's okay. I got most of my money. So we are going down around the edge here. The Mediterranean. Sailors are paid in coin as well as drink, so it is a little surprised that one of their vices appears to be drink. They seem to lack an excuse most of the time, but this evening they have taken to a drinking game. There is a free space if you would take part. Count me in! The rules appeared to be drinking every time a wave rocked the boat, but apparently they are a little more sophisticated than that. The heavy alcohol does little to help your understanding, and before long it matters not, as you excuse yourself to sleep on the floor. What will we do with a drunken sailor? Okay, makes sense, makes sense. I mean, all I can think is it was probably mostly grog, right? Like, you wouldn't want to really drink a lot of that straight if you want to mix it with your water. After duties, some of the sailors have taken to a game of chance below deck. The players roll 3 dice, and whoever has the highest count wins the pot. The money is rather measly, but it could be a way to pass the time. I'll play for fun. You keep with the tradition of small bets, only adding in sums when you would consider chicken feed. It isn't enough to get your heart racing, but it does pass the time. You almost forget to collect your winnings by the end. I won? Well, that's cool. So this is pretty accurate so far. Well, we have made it to the Syrian desert. Let's see. Sailors are paid in coin as well as drink. So, yeah. No, I'll take part again. I'm gonna just skip it. Have a little fun. Oh, but the Christians don't like that. My Christian opinion has gone down. So what? Who cares? Come on. Okay, so market. Let's see. Ooh, they have a lot. Let's see. How much supplies do I want? Now, how much of this do I need? Let's see. I need 19 silk. So I'm buying it, right? 3, 4, 5? Okay, so now I have 5, I think? Then what's this number? Oh, it's the cost. That was $103. Oh, darn it. Okay. Well, that's okay. Because we can buy a bunch of supplies, right? Oh no, my carrying is full. Okay. Well, that's okay. I think that it's important that we got a little bit of the having 4 of the 19 will be good, and then I will increase our supplies. And then anything else I want to get, I can get elsewhere. Here they sell camels from merchants such as yourself. They are famed for their use in trade. You could purchase one for 272 ducats. I will... Oh, what was that noise? Was that supposed to be the sound of a camel? Oh my gosh. That was rough. Why did it sound like that? Why did it sound like... That was awful. Okay. I have a single camel. Ooh, but it seriously increased the amount that I can carry. So I'm going to buy more supplies because I want everyone to be happy. And then I'm going to buy a little bit of everything here. How much time has gone past? Oh, it's now April. Okay. So I have time if I really want to. I've got time. So... stables, rest... work. You know what? Yeah, I'll work. I'll gain a little bit of money. We will rest. Absolutely, because we want everybody to be happy. We've got plenty of supplies. We have a single camel. And then... I don't know. I think so far this is pretty good. I don't know if I travel further in whether they'll want these items, so experimentally add that. Okay, so we're going to join a caravan that is headed towards Baghdad. It requires 4 pounds of supplies. That is not bad. Let's do it. Oh, see, we've swapped from a ship to a camel. I see. It's funny because you can tell that they used kind of a real map for this. You had thought your fishing rod just needed a new length of string, but upon closer inspection, not only are your strings frayed, but the wood itself is beginning to weaken and wear away. Frankly, your fishing rod is in a bit of a state. It just needs a little love. I'm gonna spend 3 ducats. A local villager is willing to give sanding down your rod a try. Yeah. You wait outside the carpenter's workshop for some time while he works. When he has returned, your rod looks smoother than ever, but as you give it a practice cast, the strings mechanism break free of the wood. I shouldn't have paid up front! My thing broke! Dang it! I'm gonna speed up a little bit so I'm not just sitting here. While minding your business one day, a man barges into you. Not a moment later, you see a member of the local militia tackle him to the ground. Still thinking that this land is tight on manners, you realize that the man the guard is holding is little more than a boy, and the boy has your bag. Intercede for the boy. You explain to the militiaman that you had hired your boy as your servant, and he had stumbled during his duties rather than run away with your bag. He doesn't seem to believe you, but with the guard distracted, the boy drops your bag and runs into the crowd. Wait! Okay, see? Nice. You're beginning to sport quite a cough. Other than annoying your fellow companions, the scratch in your throat is beginning to irritate your travel, as you find yourself sitting on every rock or stump you can find. A learned man from the east has offered some help for a price, of course. I can rebalance my own humors. You search for your belongings for some honey, pull up some nettles from the side of the road, ooh, and saliva from the camels. Ugh. The caravan makes an event of watching you force down the concoction, and many laugh as you cough up the medicine. If only I had some eye of newt. Uh-oh. A Chinese man has joined your caravan recently, much to your great interest. Today you saw him fishing. Thinking it might be your chance to strike up conversation, you set up your own rod. He then challenges you to a little fishing competition. I'm gonna let him win. The competition will continue until sundown. Your opponent eyes fix on the water as if he can will the fish to be caught. You try to talk with him, scaring fish away from your rod, but he is curt in his responses. Eventually, he lays down his rod as the sun finally sets. Well played. While in a village making a small trade for some of your supplies, you made an attractive deal with a Saracen. Before you could complete it, though, a local Christian approaches you offering a deal for the same supplies at a worse price. No way. Kidding? You make the more profitable deal. This is a matter of business, not faith after all. The Christian seems to think otherwise, taking a rather personal stance on the whole issue, and blaming the taxes levied by the Saracens on Christians for losing out on their business. That's not fair, I don't think. As the caravan settles down for the night, you can hear shouts of glee and despair in foreign tongues. Upon investigation, you find a huddle of your fellow travelers playing a game of chance with dice. A few of your companions shuffle over to make some room for you to sit. I'm just going to watch. You're not entirely sure what's going on, but the spirit of the crowd is infectious enough that you watch on, cheering and shouting and laughing along with them. It's times like these that you almost feel at home on the road. There, see? That's nice. I'm joyous. And I'm still going strong. Ooh, I reached Baghdad and I got an achievement. Okay, let's see. Market. Silk is cheaper here. So I will buy 2. I will buy supplies. I will sell these, I think. And buy a little bit more silk. I will work. And then work again. And then I will rest for a week. And then I will travel. We are going to Tehran. Uh-oh, the Zagros. Cairns are an ancient tradition of the Silk Roads, and they line from shore to shore. They consist of stones gathered up in a pile, almost like roadside shrines to trade. They help to signal to travelers that they are on the right path. Your caravan has stopped to help reconstruct a cairn that has been knocked over. It'll be faster if I help. You lend your aid to rebuilding the cairn. Fortunately, most of the stones fell close by, indicating it must have been knocked over by wind. Then, it is just a simple matter of stacking them atop one another, creating a large base and incrementally narrowing with each stone. It only took a day. am strong and joyous. Over your career, you started to collect quite a collection of bags. While none of them are any more special than a rough sack, which is used to carry grain, you can't seem to let them go. After all, how will you find your apples if you don't have an apple bag? Spend a short time stitching them together. You seem to have hit upon an excellent solution. Instead of lots of little bags, you now have one mega bag. The thread is easy enough to get from all the spare material you'll have left over. The mega bag is, well, mega, but it is quite cumbersome. Do I really need all these apples? I thought it meant fixing them, not sewing them all together. Okay. Your camp sits up outside of a local huntsman's shed. While making conversation with him in front of some of his more impressive trophies, he happens to mention that he has been looking for someone to take his old bow off of him for Nintendogs. I don't think so. I'm good. You can't see any bandits getting frightened of your little bow, and the granaries have more than enough food for you, especially at 10 gold for his old junk. He must think me a fool. Now we are traveling across the Zagros to Tehran. The desert is about the harshest environment you can experience, and though you manage to pack enough water for yourself, the camels are being forced to use their natural ability to go without water. One day, over a dune, you notice, off in the distance, an outline of an oasis. Venture forward. You decide it is best to stick with the main path and keep time. It is the only sure way that your supplies will last the trip, and what if you get lost? Yeah, I have a feeling that that was not real. That may have been a desert mirage. A band of ruffians sporting dulled weapons and irregular leather armor have stopped your caravan. They look feeble, but more than a match for a bunch of unarmed merchants. They are distracted with the other merchants for giving you little time to hide something if you're quick. Ooh. My goods. You dump your inventory in the nearby brush moments before a bandit turns to you. He looks at your empty cargo and begins to search when you explain that you have liquidated all of your goods. He smiles a toothy grin as he eyes your purse. They stole 100 ducats! My ducats! Well, to the market. It's still quite inexpensive here, but the supplies are much cheaper. So I will get a bunch of supplies. I will work for a month. You get a job as a marketeer for 110. That's not bad. Then I will pick up more of that. And then we will rest for a week. And then travel. We will get there soon. An arm wrestling competition has broken out in the camp, pitching ethnic groups against each other. You are the only Latin amongst your group, and have thus been unchallenged. But now, an undefeated Tartar is showing off his bulging muscles, has pointed you out. For Venice, for Christendom, for money, or not for me. For Venice! You rile up the crowd as you descend to do battle against the Tartar Goliath. Rubbing the dirt in your hands, you set off against the power of his arms. Lines in his head bulge, and his face turns red as he slowly pushes you down. You watch in horror as your arm folds beneath his. I lost. That's okay. It's funny. It was silly. It was a fun time. It is said that there are sirens in the desert, the souls of those left behind. They call to travelers trying to find a way home, only to get them lost too. This land is haunted. Your fear keeps you alert along the long, hot walks through the desert. Whenever you begin to slouch, you hear the distant billowing of the damned, and you perk right back up. The locals seem to admire your attention, even if it comes from cowardice rather than the interest. I am no coward, I just hate ghosts. I am no coward, I just hate ghosts. Okay, let's see. I am still an amateur. Of this note is owed by... Okay, so I've got 3 years. I thought I only had 1. Now let's see. 746 gold, 1 camel. It is almost February. 42 out of 60. I'm strong. I'm joyous. Maybe I should be taking notes. It almost feels like I should take notes on the costs of everything. Where's my notepad? Surely a couple of notes on the costs will not be so bad, right? Like, I should keep track of these. Alright, so silk is my silk is my and then food was 3. Think of anything more relaxing than being sat by a cool stream after a long day's work? How about an intense fishing session, extracting every beast that has the audacity to swim in your stream? I am the Fish Reaper! I'm the Fish Reaper. Boy, did these fish make a mistake by existing. You throw some chum in the water, and anyone who dares make the slightest noise gets yelled out as you go on the hunt. Your intense fishing didn't do much to relax you, but you sure did catch a lot of fish. Life is a game to be won. Oh, we got supplies for that. That's good. Merv. Let's see. It was your understanding that the Saracen religion forbids you from drinking alcohol. But from what you can see, the Saracen locals don't seem so restricted. Apparently, noticing your curiosity, one Saracen offers you a taste. I will take it. You take the leather drinking flask and have a sip, and you nearly spit it out with surprise. This is simply boiled wine. The Saracens laugh at your expression, and when you go to hand it back, he instead offers you a place to sit by the fire and uncorks another flask. Drinking, something we could both agree on. Okay. I'm getting a lot of positive opinions of the Islamic people, apparently. Let's see. Some of your less civilized traveling companions have seemingly decided to make an offering to their gods. Or is it the spirits, or maybe their ancestors? Either way, they've been chanting and crisping a chicken since before sunrise, and your patience is beginning to wear thin. Are you gonna eat that? Ignore them. I'm not gonna chastise them. The incessant noise of their chanting and the delicious smell of cooking meat really aren't bothering you. You don't even mind that you had to set off later than usual today. Not even a little bit. Not a problem. Ah. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. You watch a man from faraway Cathay perform some sort of ritual. It is a fascinating, meditative, moving on the muscles, and he does it all in absolute silence. You think of it as some sort of prayer, but upon questioning him, you discover that it is what he calls a martial art. Will you teach me? The man from Cathay laughs you off, claiming that you are not ready to learn such secrets from this land. Now, whenever you see him practicing, you prefer to just ignore him. I guess I'll just buy a sword. The Caravan Desert. First, you accidentally put your best walking stick in the fire, and then the strap broke off your satchel, and now you've stubbed your toe on a rock for the 3rd time this week. This is clearly God punishing you for keeping company with such low people. Why would I want to blame anyone? Okay, fine, whatever. I'll pick one at random. You throw it on your bags and let that damn idolater know exactly what you think of him, sparing him no amount of condemnation and threats of hellfire. When he overcomes his shock, he lets you have it right back. You yell yourselves into exhaustion. Yeah, that's all that you ever get from that, huh? Everybody just yelling at each other because you're having a bad day. Let's be real. Let's be real. Okay, let's check out the market. Ooh, silk is getting cheaper. So, silk is going down. It is now 87. Supplies are at 1. So I'm gonna load up. And then ivory, furs, and spices are also down. Ivory, fur, spice. If you know anything about me, you know I'm someone who is very intense about the games that I play, and that's why I always keep a notepad nearby. So furs are 39. Ivory's 20. Spices are 31. So I'm gonna buy some ivory. And then I filled up on all that. I obviously want to 140 ducats for my work. I'm gonna stay a little bit longer and work some more. We go until that time and then we can travel. Managed to find a caravan leaving soon for Gahul. They say that the journey is 32 days travel away, requiring 6 pounds of supplies. Absolutely, I've got plenty of supplies. Let's go. You all are sat by a pond, and not a minute after dangling your bait in the water, you catch a fish. And then another, and then another! And by the end of the night, you're feeling like a disciple with more fish than you know what to do with. I bet my companions would like some. You have more than enough food to share with the camp. Why should your companions go hungry while you're feasting on fish? It feels a little like the feeding of the 5,000 as you pass fish around the camp, but people are blessing your name by the end of the day. Even the Saracens can have some. See, everybody likes me more. Wow, Islamic people really like me. Okay, let's see. A Chinese man has joined your caravan. Oh, yeah, let's fish. Let's fish. And look, now we have more supplies. He likes me more. Yeah, let's get the Confucians up. Because if we're going to China for silk, we want them to like us. You're beginning to sport quite a cough. I'll walk it off. The medicine man is gone, but your cough hasn't. Perhaps you should have hired him after all. Okay. I am now slightly less strong. But that's okay. Up ahead there is a spot well populated by other travelers. Though the region offers little in the way of wildlife or foliage, this otherwise arid spot lay several hot springs, according to your companions. It is said to be able to heal any injury. You'd be better drunk, no? You try to find the least populated pool and dip your hand in the warm, soothing water. You raise the water to your mouth and feel the water bubble in your mouth as you swallow its healing powers, the elixir of life. Oh, I'm stronger now! Oh, it did heal me. Wow, okay. That was unexpected. Let's see. Oh, we're at Kush. This region has seen a great deal of conflict in recent times, and the passing armies have supplied themselves from the villages. In response, the locals have taken to hiding their food away from their villages. Having diverted from the path to relieve yourself, you have stumbled upon a hidden granary. Leave it alone! You leave the supplies where you found them. These people don't need more mouths feeding off them. Of course you can't mention your good deed without spoiling it, but you are satisfied with the knowledge that nobody will be going hungry behind you. They should hide it better. Okay, let's see. You must pay a tax for each trade good in your inventory. I'll pay 8 ducats. That's fine. Supplies are 3, but I have plenty of supplies. I got plenty. Okay, so my ivory hasn't gone down. The fur is now 33. And the spices are now 20. So that's not very good for something I can sell. I'm gonna pick up 2 more of those and then work a bit. Work, rest, and then we head out. Ooh, the heart of China. Mountain of silk, mountain of silk. Travel. Yes, yes, the silk, the silk. One morning you are slipping your boots when you come to the sharp realization that your foot is not alone. You feel sharp pain as whatever it is bites you, recoiling in a mixture of light pain and fear. You drop your boot and see a snake slither out. Quick, someone suck the poison out. It is quite a tall order to ask someone to suck on the foot of a traveler. Luckily, the locals like you enough that after some initial hesitation, a companion relents and sucks the poison out. It's good to have friends. Across the Hindu Kush Mountains. It is true of Europe. What is true of Europe is true of the rest of the world, it seems. Even in this faraway land, rats still litter the streets, running through refuse and gutters, worming their way through the smallest gaps. This land seems particularly plagued with them. I had best watch my supplies. If there are rats about, then you know it's only a matter of time before they find their way into your supply pouches. Take extra care to never let the bags out of your sight, running to hit the bags at even the slightest squeak. Have I leveled up? Have I leveled up? No, I'm still amateur. But I now have a fishing rod. Okay. You take a moment to check on your supplies. For the past few dozen miles, you have started to feel worryingly low, especially with so much journey ahead of you. It would be possible if just one of the spices in your inventory to refresh enough supplies to last you several more days. What kind of merchant eats his wares? You could be starving in the middle of the desert while delivering honey cakes and you wouldn't eat it. As far as you're concerned, goods are goods and food is food. Never the twain shall meet. Look, I got plenty of supplies. I got 30 of them. I'll get there in a couple days. It's fine. One of the curious customs of the Far East is the alleged use of paper rather than gold coins for money. Though you have seen it yourself, you still find it bewildering to see men giving up on great wealth in exchange for handfuls of writing. I shall stick to coins. The merchants are more than happy to deal with you in coin, but there does appear to be some difficulty in maintaining a fair balance in the value of coined paper. This will never catch on! That's funny. That's silly. I like that. Okay. Whether through bad luck or poor planning, one of the local merchants who signed up with your caravan has found themselves out of supplies on a particularly barren stretch of road. It's been a few days now, and he seems to be getting progressively more desperate. I will spare 3 food. You hand the aspiring merchant some food, and he reaches for his coin pouch and practically tries to force coins into your hands, but is rebuffed by you. Eventually, he meekly thanks and blesses you. We can all use a hand sometimes. Look at that! I have increased opinions. Okay. We have reached the market. It is now July, 1 year before I have to bring silks. I apologize if you are hearing loud music outside, but that's how it happens sometimes. To enter the market, you must pay a tax, 11 ducats. Let's see. I will sell. Let's see. My spice number is going up, so I'm going to increase my spices with the intent to sell them. And sell my furs. And ivory has also kind of gone down. So now it's 20. 38 and 29. So it seems spice might be going up. I will hold on to my ivory for now. But this bad boy has absolutely gone up. Let's see. I want to keep above 30 anytime I leave my supplies. So let's market, stables. I think I'm okay. Resting for a week with the other foreigners in the city's caravanserai will help you recover some health and morale. And then I will work for 150 ducats. And then I will travel. Wait, you know what? No. I need, while I'm here, 19 silk. Right? 19 silk. I will increase my supplies. And I will sell this ivory. Wait, no. Ivory, actually. Because I know these things go up as I go back. And so I will go back. And I will turn back. With many miles ahead of you as well as behind, the journey has become too much. You may start your return journey to Venice. Take me home. You will not be able to head east again until you return to Venice, I am certain. If I need to get back by February, I have traveled quite far. Five pounds of supplies. Doable, doable. Let's go. This land is haunted. I just hate ghosts. If I can, I'm going to hopefully get the amount of silk back that I need to. While resting one evening, you vaguely notice a man across the bench from you bragging about his ability to put back drinks, claiming that in his homeland, the women drink more than most other men. Such an insult cannot go unanswered. Hard to cuts to make it interesting. Just weird, I don't care. The man drinks like a camel, knocking a flagon back before you've even brought it to your lips. Your vision has been gone for a while now. Just one more, you think, as the world flips you over. What a headache. It is funny because it technically is accurate that people would drink more alcohol than water, because water has a tendency to be, like, kind of unhealthy when it's unfiltered, so it makes sense. Black oil seeps out of the ground in parts of the ground here, though the idea for black tar rising above the ground sounds like devilry. In these lands, oil is applied to the sores of camels as an ointment. What about my sores? You pass by a well spewing black oil and wrap some around on a rack. The thick liquids stick to it and lets out nauseous fumes. In the evening, you apply the rag to the sores on your feet. A great burning sensation passes through your body, starting at your feet. When are they gonna feel better? Ooh, I got less strong than that. Whoa. We are not a camel. You watch the man from far away, Cathay, perform some sort of ritual. It is martial arts. The man sighs and promises to teach you some basic movements. For the following evenings, he slaps you with a stick whenever you fail to imitate his movement. Every day you improve just a little, with lighter slaps with each inch closer you are. You feel more sure about your body than before. I know Kung Fu! The spices you carry are said to carry all sorts of properties back in Europe, from curing diseases to restoring vigors, to improving the taste of food. You say you are tempted to see what this little powder can do. Can't eat all of my stock. The sweet smell of the spices is reward enough for you. Besides, when you get back to Venice, you'll be rich enough to smother entire cows in pepper. Okay, what's my market? No, I'm not paying 9 costs. Are you kidding me? I'll work. And then we will rest. And then we will travel. Get back by February of 1276. So, if you spill salt, you must throw a pinch over your shoulder. Sneezing before work is bad luck. Don't eat yellow snow. The list of superstitions that traders hold are endless. Any downturn in fortune is being blamed on your inability to hold to these rules. Perhaps you should entertain these pagan ideas. I'm going to pray to the patron saint of traders. The best luck of all is delivered by God. It can't hurt to ask St. Nicholas, as the patron saint of merchants, to intervene on your behalf, of course. The other merchants, heathens as they are not impressed by your show of faith. It's okay. It's balancing out. It's balancing out. But I now have such high Confucian favor that now I know Kung Fu. So, some of your less civilized traveling companions, I don't care. Oops. Uh-oh. I got them mad at me. Okay, never mind. Sorry guys. Sorry. They really don't like me. Shoes crafted with the leather of a giant snake, which never wear out, a crystal ball that reveals your future, a cure for all that ails you. A magician from a far-off land is plying his trade along the road, selling all sorts of dark artifacts for 5 ducats per piece. Be gone, wizard. You watch as some of the less scrupulous members of your group go and pick out their magical artifacts, not realizing that they are damning themselves to an eternity of torment. No, he's just a swindler. You pray only that God recognizes the necessity of walking amongst such sinners. I just feel like that was a bit of a swindle, right? Like, if I bought the shoes that make your feet never wear out, like, you're just, no, that's not true. You're beginning to sport quite a cough. Only 10 coins. The medicine man strips you and has you lay on the flat ground. You mutter a prayer as you see him retrieve some small needles from his pouch. After a few hours of delicate tingling, you feel invigorated, good enough to whistle even. That is, until you have to pay the man. In a more enlightened society, this would have been free. That's true today. That's true today. Okay, we're back at Merv. This region has seen a great deal of conflict. I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay, we're at the market. I also don't want to pay the 20 ducats. I don't really have 20 ducats to spare. That'll work. I gotta get back. I'm strong and joyous. We can keep going. It's dangerous and expensive. Rest for winter. I will travel. I am making the risky trek back. As the caravan settles down for the night, you hear shouts of glee. I'm just gonna watch. Emotions seem to have boiled over in Caravan, and for once you aren't involved. What started as a normal argument over the proximity of a Saracen's camel to a Tartar's has exploded into a full-blown fistfight. Break it up! You're not sure what compelled you to throw yourself in between the two men that were literally at each other's throats, but you can figure it out later, for now they are equally mad at you. At least they put their differences aside after knocking you to the ground. I guess it worked. It was your understanding that the I'll take it. Band of ruffians. I want my goods. I'm gonna hide my goods. I don't care about the ducats. Ooh. I'll give you a couple ducats for the meat. He's eager to take your coins and hands you a large satchel of meat without hesitation. You've seen things with your eyes you scarcely believe, perhaps more than any man has ever lived. When you return to Venice, what would you tell them about first? The hot deserts, the monsoons of India, the civilized Chinese, or the grassland of the steppes? I think, because I learned Kung Fu from that guy, you would be remiss to not start with the juiciest information of all, about the great lands of China and Cathay, their unique customs and government, the entire way of life that is scarcely known, in some ways more advanced than your own. Maybe more journeys would even warrant a book. Who would believe it? Yeah, it'll be faster if I help. One of your fellow merchants has managed to overburden himself in his camel train after a particularly successful negotiation. He's now looking to lighten the load, offering you the loot, which you have eyed enviously more than once. A steal for 5 ducats? How can you refuse such an offer? He hands you the loot from his camel, which looks not the least bit relieved to have lost such a petty amount of weight. Well, now I have a loot. Can you think of anything more relaxing? Let's do some fishing. I'm low on supplies. Okay, for the last few days, you've noticed an increased amount of meowing around you. A stray appears to have taken to following you around and is now sat on your foot purring. In the pot it goes! You look like you need a new home. The friends we make. And now I've got a cat. While resting one evening, you vaguely notice a man across the bench from you, bragging about his ability. No, I don't want to drink, but fine, take it. The lute is generally considered to be a soothing instrument, with sweet sounds from the strings rivaled only by the angelic harp. In your hands, it seems more demonic. Your fingers can't quite find their way around it. The caravan has taken notice with some clearly aggravated talk in native tongues about your abilities. I shall practice away from camp. they don't want to hear you any more, then they won't. You take walks away from your campsite in the evening to sit down and practice for a few hours. With each passing day, you get some of your old groove back until the birds themselves are singing along with your fingers. They don't know what they're missing. The cat may be a stray, but until today, you've always considered him to be yours. That was until a young villager boy petted him as you set up camp tonight, and now your cat has been missing all evening. The cat makes his own choices. You don't see your cat until the morning the next day. It's stood by the villager boy and watches you leave. You pretend not to notice as you wave it goodbye. I wish it the best. You watch the man from faraway Cathay perform some sort of ritual. Oh yeah, I already watched, so I'm just gonna ignore it. Venice is well known for its prominent Jewish population who make excellent businessmen. It is perhaps a little surprised that a number of stops in this region, local Jewish men hold positions of power, either as merchants themselves or even as officials. Work with them. It would be foolish, and more importantly, bad business to hold on to the prejudices of the old world on this great adventure. You should seek out the highest quality at the lowest prices from whatever vendor in the market, without regarding to their creed. It's just good business. You have been fishing all this evening to little success. Just some nibblers that weren't worth the bait. You are about to pack up when you feel a strong tug on the line. Thinking you've snagged a tree, you start to reel it in, to which you see the shadow of a Goliath under the water fighting back. Pull with all you've got. You pull hard on the rod, feeling it bend under the weight of the fish as you yank it, trying to send it out of the water. Your companions gather around watching the immense struggle between you and the Leviathan. As you yank, the fish splashes water at you, causing the rod to slip out of your hands. It takes one final mocking leap and disappears into the depths. And I lost my fishing rod! Even all the way out here, God has sent an omen. A burning star streaks across the night sky with a fiery tail as long as the horizon. Celestial bodies are the work of heaven, and as far as you can tell, you are the only Christian around for many miles. Is it a sign just for you? We should tread carefully. You take up to triple checking everything, pausing to examine every step and bumping the road ahead until you can continue on. It takes about a week for you to travel the first mile, slow and steady. Let's check out the market. Okay, see, things are different. Ivory's now 17. Furs are now 33. And spices are now 30. I think it will probably go up, but I need really bad. Back up to 30. And then work. I got 200 ducats for that. Rest for a week, and then we shall travel. A Tartar in your caravan is known for dressing himself in the finest silks, though it seems impractical and expensive for a man of his standing. Whenever you are in a position to trade, he is often regarded as the leader in your group, the first to make contacts wherever you go. 20 ducats in silk for a tailor. Fascinating. It is strange to see a man of his station dressed in such finery, and in some parts of the world it's even rumored to be illegal. The Tartars are not known for their fastidious law-keeping. If it works for him. If you spill salt, you throw a pinch over your shoulder. Try to follow along. You study these superstitions like the Bible. You are first to bless someone when they sneeze, and you knock on wood almost any time you speak. It is fair to say you are the luckiest man around. I might not make you more money. Tuning your lute one morning, you happen to strum a particularly sweet melody. You wrap your head from where the tune came from, eventually realizing you made it up. Perhaps you should write the rest of the song too. A song about camels, a marching song, a tavern song, or a packing song. Marching song. You spend days trying to hammer down the right words to express the sound of mud on your boots. By the end of the week, you have a small taste of the ditty, and you gather the camp around to hear the ballad. There are mixed reactions, but they do seem to enjoy the tune. It was only a sample! Okay. A merchant's boots are a merchant's lifeblood. Most merchants are more cobbler than marketeer. Let me see. They are more cobbler than marketeer. So when your boots of off-colored scraps of leather wear yet another hole, you think it might be time to visit the village cobbler. I will only spend 10 ducats. A leather worker offers you a sturdy set of dark leather shoes for your handful of coins. They fit snugly on your foot and seem to serve their purpose well enough. A fine pair of shoes. Bath time. You strip down to the essentials and dip your foot into the steaming water. You let out an involuntary sigh of relief as you slip deep into the water, barely noticing the men around you. You lounge around in the hot water for hours until your skin has thoroughly pruned. A magical medicine. What started as a mere trickle of rain, but the downpour has been unrelenting. Though at first it was merely annoying to be constantly soaked and having to pour the water out of your boots, the less developed roads of the Great Silk Roads have become dangerous to travel on. We will only use the stone roads. The paved roads may be slippy, but at least they're not as dangerous. Unfortunately, this does extend the length of your journey by 3 days, but nobody is injured. We will make it up in no time. There are a number of different weights and scales and measurements in this region that are foreign to you. This has made getting a good deal increasingly difficult. You could insist on using your own weights to put the odds back in your favor, but some locals may refuse to deal with you. I'll try to figure it out. You return to measuring things, but the sizes of your hands and the distance one can plow a field in a day. It is taking some time, but you think you might be getting the hang of it. What is a cubit? We're nearly to Baghdad. In this region of the world, you must get the assent of the local ruler before you can trade. In lieu of the formal tax, you are instead expected to exchange gifts. One such meeting is to take place this evening, and you must select a gift. The ivory for my inventory. You enter the Lord's Great Hall. Courtiers surround you as you make your approach. Heads down with the eyes averted. You place your gift in a servant's hand who bring it to his lord. His lord seems impressed. Placing the gift on the table in front of him, he grants you permission to trade. It's better to give than to receive. Some of your less civilized traveling companions are seemingly deciding to make an offer to your gods. I am going to ignore them because I don't want to offend them like I did last time. It would seem that God's wrath stretches all the way into the lands of the idolaters as the earth shakes with a thunderous roar beneath your feet. Calm the camels. You hasten to the camels in the caravan not a moment too soon. Even bound together, they look ready to bolt. You grip onto their leads for dear life, being thrown about by the power of the earth and the camels. Soon the earth ceases movements, and you check your body for bruises. Ouch. A Chinese man joined your caravan recently. Oh, yeah, fishing. Let him live. Well played. And we got extra supplies. Okay. Let me see. Back. I have 2 ivory. They sell for 18. Furs for 30. Maybe I will increase my ivory. Okay. I don't want to go for any furs because they keep going down. And the spices are now at 35, which means I could sell them. And then work for 200 ducats, rest for the winter, and then travel. Let's travel. I do not doubt I am getting back home and getting persecuted for the fact that I am late. You overhear your companions discussing their homelands. Most know something of each other as being traders and all, but none have ever been as far as you. Most have never even made it to Constantinople. Tell the truth. You tell what you can remember of your homeland, a floating city built on a lagoon, of the passages and canals and the dozens of ships, bringing all sorts of exotic things from around the world every day, and the Republic. Your companions begin to drift off after you struggle to find the right words to express how rich the olive oil is. I miss home. While minding your business one day, a man barges into you. Woe be the vanquished. The guard hands your bag back to you with an apology, promise that justice will be done swiftly as he leads the boy armed first to the chopping block. Ugh. One morning, you are slipping on your boots when you come to, someone suck the poison out, please. Snakes. I have seen things with your own eyes that will scarcely believe. Perhaps more than any man has ever lived. When you return to Venice, what would you tell them about first, and will you be believed? I'm gonna talk about the steppes this time. Who could forget the great plains from which the mighty horse lords are born onto the world, with their mobile cities and their men who begin riding at 3 years of age. Maybe your journeys could even warrant a book. Who would believe it? A band of ruffians sporting dull weapons. I'm going to hide my goods. And then... some of your fellow companions may be idolaters, but it doesn't make them ignorant of all of nature. Just last night, they noticed a star burning brighter than any other. Naturally, they each have their own superstitions over what this may mean. It is clearly the Star of Bethlehem. What of the Tartars? Maybe the Saracens have learned. Listen to the Chinese astrology. I want to hear this one. The Tartar explains to you about the spirit of their god controlling the upper air and space and the symbol in the stars. It is all rather entertaining nonsense, but he feels pleased to have spoken about his culture. Their heaven is too above. On a particularly cold evening, you managed to gather wood for a particularly large fire, which soon spread to a hedgerow, as it is a particularly dry season. In the end, a local village had to rush over to prevent it from spreading any further. The village now wants to charge you for both the wood and for containing the fire. Ooh, 8 ducats. You are so embarrassed that you agree to their terms on the spot, you quickly fork over your coin and begin to set off, hoping to camp at the next village over. The villagers block your exit and insist that you spend the night indoors as a guest. That's hospitality. Goodness is well known. Okay, work with them. And then... you are resting your feet against the fire after a long day's march, when you notice that one of your companions is staring at you, seemingly waiting for something. You turn to meet his gaze, but he turns away. Then you notice another in your group doing the same. Eventually, one of them gets up and hands you your loot. Here's one you might know. You dive into a song that you've managed to pick up from the locals. Your fellow merchants sing along, helping with lines you forget, and clap all evening until the fire finally dies out. We are really bonding. The Tartar in your caravan has been putting the rest of the camel owners to shame. It seems that the camels are a second nature to him, entirely unburdened by the need to pull them behind him, and totally attentive to their needs, as if he feels them himself. Maybe he will train me. The Tartar laughs as if not believing you. You stare at him blankly, and when he indicates some gold might incline him to help you. I will give him 10 ducats to train me. The Tartar takes your coins and begins your instruction. He is a strict tutor. He never seems to be off the job. Even hours after you have stopped, he is showing you how to hold the rope, where to check the camel for diseases. He seems to enjoy explaining his talents as much as he enjoys the money. I think I learned something. You are sat on an old log outside a tavern when the tavern keeper approaches you, requesting that you play in the tavern this evening. He offers to pay you in free drinks. Deal! You stand in front of the crowd, playing as finely as you can handle above the chaos of the tavern. One chord strikes true, and soon all the heads are turned toward you. The tavern keeper is pleased with the dancing and more of the drinking from your songs, and sends you on your way with a belly full of wine. Who said music is a dead-end job? A camel belonging to the caravan has begun lactating. The Tartars and the Saracens are excited and began taking turns to milk it daily, touting the rich flavor and the supposed health benefits. Today is your turn if you wish to try. I should try some. You wander up to the camel, which doesn't react to your presence, and begin to pull on large viscous udders. Warm and thick milk pours out into your flagon. You bring it up to your lips and not quite sure what to expect. It tastes creamy, largely like milk back home, as far as you can remember, that is. How normal. One long day of journeying, as you crest a hill, you notice one of your traveling companions' bags come loose from their camel and land in a ditch on the side of the road. You run to pick it up and turn to hand it to them, but they appear to not have noticed. I shall return it at once! You run up behind the fellow and hand him the bag. He eyes the parcel with some confusion until he peeks inside. His eyes explode out of his head as he buries you in many thanks in as many languages as he can handle. It was the Christian thing to do. What is true of Europe is true of the rest of the world, it seems. There's rats. I'm gonna watch my supplies. Okay, we're at the market. 14 ducats. 14 ducats. Okay. Resting for a week with the foreigners. Yes, I will rest. I will work. That'll give me enough money to afford this. Let's see. I need supplies. I can only go up to 20. Ivory's down to 10. But spices are up to 50. Oh, but I sold all my spices. I don't even have any of my furs. So I'm gonna hold on to my ivory. And we shall travel. Let's go. Out at sea, you see the world stretched before you, hear the sailors singing and the crashing of water against the ship, smell the sea air. You can really see the sea, though, an endless blue rocking back and forth, back and forth. Come to think of it, you're actually feeling quite unwell. You just need some air. The warm, salty air makes you feel drowsy, but your stomach is more awake than ever, and you find yourself having to rush to the taffrail. No more air for me. Some sort of terrible flux has been affecting the crew members. Help the sick where I can. You are a true Christian soul. When you hear others cry out in pain, you cry out too. In the image of Christ himself, you administer to the sick, using the best modern medicine you know of, assisting the surgeon in leechings and more. Your help spares the crew further quarantine, but you yourself begin to feel some symptoms. I'll walk it off. They say the sea air has all sorts of positive effects. After a deep breath looking into the horizon, you can't help but see why. What does it really do? It's balancing my humors. Of course, your humors always need help defending against the miasma that can be all around in everyday life. The salty air helps clean your lungs of the poison. It is science! Okay, sailors are paid in coin as well as drink. Count me in. And then... Said to bring good luck, it's certainly the bringer of fewer pests. It is no wonder that near every ship has a cat of its own. The cat of your current vessel has taken quite a shine to you, and the captain might be persuaded to part with it for a price. They don't need another mouth to feed, that's their friend. Spend some days playing with the cat, getting it to chase a loose thread of silk and feeding it treats. You know you will soon be parted, so don't allow yourself to get too attached. Goodbye, my friend. I see. Try to avoid the quarantine. You don't have time to be set at sea on some death boat. You have trading to do. You use all the guile and diplomacy you can to try and convince the captain that a quarantine wouldn't be in anybody's interest and the sailors merely need to let off some steam. He locked me in the brig! They say the sea air has all sorts of... It's balancing my humors. After duties, some of the sailors have taken to a game of chance below deck. The players roll 3 dice, and whomever has the highest count picks one. A ship flying the hated Genoese flag has been spotted on the horizon. Though your republics are in a time of peace, there's no doubt the vile Genoans would resort to piracy. You must prepare for such an event. Hide the goods. If piracy is the order of the day, then there's only one place safe on the ship, with your goods. You find a hideaway beneath some satchels of grain and cling to your belongings. Hours pass in the safety of your hideaway until a startled chef wakes you. Apparently the ship sailed away at the first sight of you. Cowards. They say that the sea air has all sorts of positive effects. It makes me feel relaxed. There doesn't always have to be a health benefit for something to be good for you. You can take another deep breath, thinking about a half a glass of wine and a snooze later. Not even the cursing of sailors can keep you up with these surroundings. Ask me later. I'm running out of supplies. You're not quite sure what compelled you to bring the camel aboard with you, yet here it is in all of its glory. Inasmuch as a camel is built for the desert, it still doesn't do well at sea, taking between being agitated to being ill. Comfort it. You're not sure how to comfort a camel, but you try your best, holding your head close to it, wrapping your arms around its long neck and stroking its mane. After clearing out a mountain of sewage, the beast appears to have at least taken to you. Lucky me. During one of the few activities available while on the ship, staring at water, you spot some dolphins swimming alongside the ship. You shout in jubilation, calling for others to watch them spring in and out of the water. When a seasoned sailor spots them, storms are coming is all he says. Need to pray. You head directly for your bunk and begin to pray. You inform God that you are no Jonah and don't even like fish, and it would make for a poor parable. As you finish your prayer, the ship begins to rock violently. After hours of fighting against the sea, you awake to find the ship's rigging has been damaged, costing the journey some time. Better than fish food. There is so much to be learned aboard a ship, and there are many who are bored enough to teach you. Who would be best able to prepare you for the journey ahead? The navigator. The navigator seems annoyed at your mere presence. He warns you not to touch the charts as he has spread around the table. When you ask if you can shadow him for a while, he shushes you, pointing you towards a nearby chair. The next few days are spent looking at star maps, staring at charts, and cursing. I think I even learned something. Out at sea, you see the world stretched before you, hear the sailors singing, the crashing of water against the ship, the smell of the sea air. You can really see the sea through the endless blue rocking back and forth. Oh, I feel unwell. Shut my eyes. Try to screw your eyes shut, but you can still feel it. The sailors don't seem to mind your retching as long as you remember to do it overboard. When will this end? Right here. Count me through. And back. Return to Venice. Did I do it well? I missed my due date. I have returned 19 silk. And my sum owed has been fulfilled. Bupper's return to Venice is met with some fervor as your goods are unloaded from the merchant ship. Crowds gather to awe at the exotic items and hear about the strange lands from whence they were procured. You are the toast of the guild, who offer you a mighty sum for the items. You settle down in the city, purchasing an impressive house and turning the shop into a space to trade imported wares, especially exotics. The Saracens left a mark on you, and that you had never expected. Rather than being the enemies of Christ, they are your brothers. You find it hard to blend back in with a society that decries them as murderers and exalts crusading against them. Some even whisper of your possible secret conversion. It is during one deal that the aroma of cafe hits you, prompting a pang for the open roads once again. How do you respond? I continue. Oh, I guess that means playing more. Oh, okay. But that was really fun. Okay, so 16 silk, or the equivalent value at the time of delivery, which is not to exceed the month of July in the year of our Lord 1283. In exchange for the sum of 1840 ducats, shall be made available upon signature to be used in the furthering of exploration of the mysteries of the Far East to procure such items. Let's play one more round. What do we think? Oh. Honk. Okay. I'm really tired today. I don't know, maybe I should finish up early. I did do my round, right? Then let me retire. That was pretty fun. Let's rate it. Let's put this historical accuracy chart back on. Now let me see. We played Silk Roads. This, I think, was particularly accurate. I'm gonna put it in S tier. Whoa. I think Silk Roads, Caravan Kings, S tier. S tier for historical accuracy. They did a lot of research. I think that it was particularly good. I had a lot of fun, even though it was a particularly crunchy game. As for quality, let's see. Oh, that's my quality tokens. Quality, accuracy tokens go away. Quality tokens appear. Let's see. Silk Roads, pretty good quality, I gotta say. I think that... Ooh, my Medieval May thing is still here. There we go. Quality and enjoyment. I enjoyed it. I think its overall quality might be a little bit low. I'm gonna put it... it wasn't buggy. There was a lot of spelling errors, though, and it was pretty crunchy, so I think B is good. I don't want to put it down with El Nico Smithery, because that was an incredibly buggy demo. Like, it was pretty buggy, kind of hard to understand. And then, but this game, very straightforward. Extremely straightforward. But not at all buggy. But not necessarily, it wasn't bad. It was just like slightly lower quality. The enjoyment would be in A, but the quality brings it down to a B. And I hate putting it with Chef of Sherwood, but I don't know. I liked it. I might not play it for a very long time, but I liked it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And I think that's a pretty fair bet. All right, locked in. And then we've got this back. All right. This has been quite delightful. I have really enjoyed it. Oh, I don't have any music for my outro, but that's okay. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys had a good time. It was a fun, simple little indie game that I'm pretty sure may have only been done by one guy. Like, it was very well done. I liked it. Had a good time. I think that it was nice to make it a sort of Oregon Trail style kind of game. I liked it. We even got bitten by a snake. Like, I think it was accurate too. Like, it had a lot of accurate descriptions and ideas about like what the Silk Road was like. I think it did good. Anyway, I'm not going to really rate out today because I don't really have a lot of rating to do. But this was a nice short stream, and I enjoyed spending time with everybody. I hope that you guys enjoyed this game. It was fun. I really liked it, and I hope you guys have a great day. This has been Bubble Puppy, and I'm here to say bye bye. Bye 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 bye.